Awakening. There are many teachers, there are many masters these days. Gurus, siddhas, muktis, whatever we want to call them. There are 1,000 names, swamis. Even facilitators. All trying to teach, trying to show, trying to explain. And this channel is dedicated to trying to help you understand these things. And we can talk about the symptoms of Kundalini awakening and spiritual awakenings till we're blue in the face. Different symptoms and reasons of the symptoms, and my spine gets warm, my root gets warm. Why does this happen? Well, when you open the Lao Gong points in your hands and feet, the meridian points, they too get warm. It's not something unique to the root chakra. But when it comes to the deep understandings, the deep learnings, the deep teachings, we can speculate and pontificate and talk about these things till the cows come home. And yes, teachings and teachers can guide and do guide. But there are many, let's just say there are very few gems out there. Because it's not about the new and fanciful fantasy and amazing technique out there, and it's, are you a seeker or are you a pretender? Because many people will say they're seekers, and yet they jump from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, and always looking for the new and shiny and what comes after, and what now, and what now, and what now, and what now. They're not seekers, they're pretenders. The true teachings occur not like this, not through voice, not through language, not through intellect. They come from the transmission, the connection once the energy has risen, which in itself is a teacher. The energy or the energies are healers. There's no awakening before you heal. It might be partial, but... And people who try and go beyond what they're ready for, they're the ones that get in trouble. You have to put work in. And once you have that connection, it's not about moving on to the next new and shiny thing, or it's not only about connecting for financial gain. It's about holding the connection, the feeling. And the true teacher comes from consciousness. Through the transmission with my students, It's we get to a certain point. And once we get to a certain point, I say right now, because there are all these questions. And what about this? And what about, and it's like, whilst you're doing that, and whilst you have expectations, without really putting in the deep work, and then expect to get to, and they go to this teacher and that teacher, expecting the teacher to give them the answer. It's about sitting. It's about patience. It's not about new and shiny. It's about learning. Once you make that connection to consciousness, that connection isn't in English or Spanish or Chinese or Japanese or Swahili, or it's a new language that one has to learn and interpret and understand and stay connected to. It's not about amazing demonstrations of people moving around. It's not about trips, almost like psychedelic trips. It's part of the process. They can be amazing. When all that clears away, it's about what happens after an awakening. What happens when you wake up from a sleep? You're awake, right? Once you've gone through the process, if you don't recognize where you are, you will doze off again. You have to work. And you have to be able to take on board everything that is needed. Now, this doesn't mean there are many in spiritual communities that sort of think things should be free and things should be, everybody has to live. There are many spiritual teachers that have a lot of wealth. And there's nothing wrong with having wealth. But it's the seeking, the needing, the programming that you must do. You must find the next new thing. How many masters, how many gurus are there out there that just chase the next new thing? They took the time to truly, honestly awaken and then embody. When I work with people, first of all, I don't work with everybody. Because some people, you can tell they're just not ready. It doesn't matter how much they want to be ready, they're not. Then there are people that have extreme potential and are not quite ready. That, yes, I don't mind helping those people to see as far as they can get, to take them as far as they can get within the time frame. And then there are people that are just ready. And those people that are ready go a long way very quickly, because not everybody will get to the same place. Just like with anything in life, not everybody is as good at playing tennis. Not everybody is as skilled in maths. Not everybody is going to be a world champion chess player. So you can put in the work, you can put in the dedication. And it is worth it if you're willing to give up your program, everything that's been installed in you, everything you think that is true, everything you think is reality. And you have to be okay being still, being calm. Because the further you go, the road becomes quieter because there are less people on it. And less people will be able to understand it. When I work with my advanced students, even then, helping them to translate and understand and realize. Now, the people that I will take on in advanced students, they have to be, it's even more refined. Because it is so important to be able to flow, to be able to sit, to be able to comprehend, understand. Through the transmissions, every time they go further. But the deeper you go, the more advanced you go, the less talking happens, the more sitting happens, the more connection with energy and consciousness happens. And the teacher really is no longer a teacher, or the master or the guru, whatever you want to call us. They simply become signposts, a map, to help you through. And these things take time, dedication. And most people, let's be honest, most people don't, it's not that they can't get there, it's they don't really want it. They think they do, but they don't. Because it's new and shiny and it's mystical and it's exotic, but it's not what they really want. They want the new and shiny. They want the next toy. They want to be pretenders. They like being pretenders, and that's okay. This is not a path for everybody. Granted, it is the most amazing thing. And again, with my advanced students, if you've read the autobiography of a yogi, and you know the things it says in that book, things that sound fantastical, fantasy, sci-fi, complete. And when these things actually start happening to them, it's like a wake-up call. It's like, okay, some people haven't read the book, but most people, it's one of those books most people have read. But it's still hard to conceive that these things can actually be real. And when they start to actually happen, and you don't get me wrong, if you're still watching this video and like, I want that, you're probably not the right, if you're saying to yourself, I want that, I want it, you're probably not the right person. Because you're just chasing something mystical and exotic. My advanced students who get to that stage, it's when they get there, it's like, you know, Okay, now I realize it, now I get it. Wow, cool. Okay, big whoop, let's continue. In yoga, they say it's the further down the path you go, the more siddhis you can get. But don't get addicted to the siddhis because you will lose the path. And it is very true. And it's not just about the siddhis, it's about the new, it's about the shiny, it's about, when you can look at all these new healing techniques coming out, which people are moving like crazy and it looks dramatic. And okay, don't get me wrong, they're good healing practices. For some people, they're really bad because they get pushed too far and people don't know what they're doing. But they have a lot of positive things to them. Yet that is still superficial, new and shiny, amazing roller coaster ride. Many of them get stuck in their own facilitators, they get stuck in their own healing processes. And you see them, they're making their own videos and they're constantly releasing and working on themselves and blah, blah, blah. Now, whilst those people, okay, perhaps they are further along than other people, so they can, work at kindergarten level. But just watch out for these people. And then there are other people that you'll find they'll say, I don't teach anything. The energy does all the work. Which, okay, one could defend that point because ultimately it is the energy, it is the consciousness that is the teacher. But yet, if that's all the person does, if they are not the map, then it's I give this to you, you pay me, whoopee-doo, anything that doesn't work is your problem, anything that does work is thanks to me. So be careful of people. Look for those gems. And if you know what a gem looks like, because there are some amazing stones out there, opals. Where there are opals on the ground, you can, if you don't know how to recognize an opal, you'll walk past it just thinking it's just another rock because you have no idea. But for those that know what an opal is, when we get to higher levels of teaching, you could be like, what is this guy trying to say in this video? For all the videos out there about spiritual awakening, Kundalini awakening, all these experts talking about it, I've heard about people come onto my channel and say, oh, you need to check out this person or that person, they really know their stuff. I say, no, I know who those people are, and those people just chase the next fad thing, watch a video of someone else, copy, imitate, and recycle. They have no idea what they're talking about. They're just there to try and make money and get views. So if you're still watching this, congratulations. And if you figured out what I'm trying to say here, because I'm not saying it directly, then perhaps this is a path for you. Because it's not a straight line. It's not an A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's not, well, it's I do this and then I do this and then, no, it's not a straight line. There's much chaos theory within this. And there will always be chaos theory in this. And certain things will trigger certain things and lead to certain things. It is well worth doing. If you're still watching this video, it is well worth doing. But most people aren't ready. And that's okay. For the people that aren't going to go the whole way, even going half the way, even going a quarter of the way, even just going through healing, it's still worth it. It would change the planet if everybody did. Yes, it does create a lot of spiritual ego, but we have narcissists these days, so that's not going to change much. And even those people can be helpful to others. So if you are a true seeker, not a pretender, first of all, I recommend you go and watch some of the other videos on my channel. Connect to some of my energy transmission videos, whether it's this channel, my Kundalini Awakening channel, the Beyond Healing channel, or my Reiki channel. And if you really feel ready, prepared, and you want to help yourself and perhaps help others as well, go to theawakenenergy.com, sign up for training, come work with me. Understand who the teacher is, not me. I'm the guide. See you in another video.